You ever been out on sea and wondered to yourself, hey, what would happen if we had like a Titanic situation happen? If we get stuck out on sea, we're probably all gonna die, right? Well, you're mostly right, but such was not the case for one Tami Ashcraft. So in 1983, Tami Ashcraft and her fiancé at the time, Richard Sharp, who were both experienced sailors, were approached by a friend who asked them to deliver a yacht from Tahiti to San Diego. And they were like, hey, let's do it. Now, they started the journey in September, and it was going to be 4,000 miles, much longer than anything they had done before. But given their combined experience, they were like, hey, we should still be able to manage. Well, problem is, in October, mid-trip, they got hit by a Category 4 hurricane. The couple tried to ride out the storm, which was not easy. That storm was kicking up waves 40 feet high and blowing winds traveling at 140 miles per hour. Realizing the danger of the storm, Tami's fiancé Richard asked her to go below deck, which she does. And then a moment later, she hears him cry for help. But before she could actually turn around and help him, she gets banged to the side of the cabin wall and gets knocked unconscious. Tami woke up the next day, found the yacht just destroyed and her fiancé missing. All she found of him was the safety harness just dangling there empty. She realized he must have been thrown overboard. But her problems were not just that. The ship was destroyed. The mast is destroyed, sails, engine, navigation system, you name it. And the cabin was filling with water. Now, suffering from a head injury and dealing with the grief of losing her fiancé, Tami still had to deal with it. Her survival instincts kicked in, and just using some of the tools that she found around, she was able to create like a makeshift sail, get some of that water out of the cabin, and she started to navigate her way towards the closest landmass, which was 1,500 miles away. And it was an island in Hawaii. With no sail or an engine, Tami remained adrift at sea for 41 days, relying only on canned fruit and sardines to sustain herself, and just hoping that the waves will carry her to shore. Finally, Tami was rescued by a Japanese research vessel that just happened to notice the drifting yacht. Now, after she was rescued and got to shore, it still took her 6 years to recover from her head injury, and she was not able to read during those whole 6 years. Interestingly enough, after she had recovered, she actually wrote a book about the whole incident. And she described that even with the ordeal of survival, the toughest part of the whole thing was actually dealing with the loss of her fiancé. Now, if some of you are wondering, this story sounds a little familiar to me, well then you must have been one of the people that watched the 2018 Shailene Woodley film Adrift, because that is exactly what it's based on. So that was the unbelievable survival story of Tami Ashcraft. This was the second video I've made about this whole survival instance thing. Now, if you like the format, or if you have any suggestions, any sort of constructive feedback you want to give me, please leave it in the comments. Otherwise, I'll be making more of these, and I make all sorts of other stuff too. Comedy skits, positivity videos, anything that comes to mind. So, if you like these sort of things, feel free to subscribe, ring the bell, like, comment, all those things. And I'll see you guys in the next video.